Hello, ladies. My name is Alicia, and I am a holistic health coach who supports women in creating lives that feel sustainable, nourishing, and grounded. This week on Real Talk Friday, we are talking about health redefined. January is loud about health, louder than any other time of the year. If you have done everything you were told to do to feel healthier, but still feel disconnected, exhausted, or unsettled, then this conversation is for you. Today, I want to question the version of health we have all been handed and talk about what it leaves out. January always makes me pause, not because of resolutions, but because of how quickly the conversation narrows. Suddenly, health becomes a single storyline again. Smaller bodies, faster results, stronger willpower, more discipline, less appetite, less hunger, and less space. And what's troubling isn't that people want to feel better, it's how little room there is for any definition of health that doesn't end with being thinner. Because if we're being honest, the loudest message right now isn't about health at all. It's about relief from the discomfort of being in a body we've been taught to distrust. And that's a very different thing. Here's the question I keep coming back to. When did health stop being about how we live and start being about how we look? That shift didn't happen by accident. It happened because numbers are easier to measure than well-being. Weight is easier to track than stress. Appetite is easier to suppress than pain. And shrinking bodies are more profitable than expanding understanding. So we're handed solutions that promise visible change, even if the internal experience is ignored. I want to say this carefully because it matters. Many people aren't choosing these paths because they're shallow or uninformed. They're choosing them because they're tired. Tired of carrying weight physically, emotionally, and culturally. They are tired of fighting their bodies and tired of feeling like nothing else worked. That deserves compassion, not judgment. But here's the part that rarely gets discussed. When the primary goal of health becomes being smaller, everything else becomes secondary. Sleep becomes negotiable. Stress becomes background noise. Digestion issues get normalized. Mood changes are minimalized. Disconnection from hunger cues is reframed as success. Fear of stopping gets interpreted as commitment. And that's where I think we need to slow the conversation down. Because needing help is one thing, but being afraid to stop, afraid of regaining, afraid of hunger and afraid of your own body, that tells us something important. It tells us about how unsafe many people feel inside themselves. Modern medicine and science are incredible at intervention. They are less practiced at integration. They can help us change numbers, but they often don't ask what those changes cost a person long term, mentally, emotionally, hormonally, and even physically. And that doesn't mean the tools are bad. It means the conversation is incomplete. Health is not one system, matrix, or outcome. It's the way your body responds to your life, stress, history, sleep, trauma, work, food access, safety, nervous system, and belief about your worth. Two people can follow the exact same protocol and have completely different outcomes because bodies are not spreadsheets. So when we reduce health to, does it make me smaller? We miss the bigger question. Is this helping me live in my body with more trust or more fear? That's not a judgment question. That's an orientation question. And it's worth asking before January turns into another year of chasing relief instead of understanding. I'm not here to tell you what health should look like. I don't think there's one right way. I am here to widen the lens because when the lens is narrow, people suffer quietly trying to fit inside. So instead of asking, is this working? Maybe the deeper question is, what am I hoping this will fix for me? And is that something a smaller body can actually solve? Because sometimes the most radical thing we can do for our health is question the story we've been handed about it and what it's supposed to look like. We will be keeping these conversations going slowly, honestly, and without pretending there's a single path that works for everyone. If you're navigating your own relationship with food, body, or health, and would like to learn more about the Empower Her journey or about my free private Facebook group, you can find that information in the links below. I'm grateful you're here, and I'll see you next week.